The atomic bombings of Japan were the culmination of World War II, specifically the Pacific War Theater. Here is the full story and context of the war that led to the use of the bombs. Background: Imperial Japan's expansion pre-1941. The Pacific War was driven by Imperial Japan's ambition to become a major world power by acquiring resource-rich territories in Asia. Resource dependence. Lacking natural resources like oil, iron, and rubber, Japan pursued expansion to secure these materials. Early conflicts: Japan had already been engaged in war with China since the 1930s, the Second Sino-Japanese War, and had seized significant territory in East and Southeast Asia. Tensions with the U.S. The United States opposed Japan's aggressive expansion and began imposing economic sanctions, including a crucial oil embargo in 1941, which Japan viewed as an existential threat. 2. The start of the Pacific War 1941. Pearl Harbor. On December 7, 1941, Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. Pacific Fleet at Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, along with coordinated attacks on the Philippines, Guam, and other U.S. and Allied territories. This brought the United States formally into World War II. Japanese dominance. In the months following Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces rapidly overran much of Southeast Asia, including the Philippines, Singapore, and Burma, establishing a vast new empire. 3. The turning tide 1942 to 1944. The tide of the war began to turn in 1942 with key Allied victories. Battle of Midway, June 1942. Considered the turning point of the war in the Pacific, the U.S. Navy decisively defeated the Imperial Japanese Navy, sinking for Japanese aircraft carriers and severely crippling their naval air power. Island hopping. The Allies, led by U.S. forces under General Douglas MacArthur and Admiral Chester Nimitz, adopted a strategy of island hopping. This involved selectively attacking and capturing strategically important islands while bypassing heavily fortified ones, cutting off Japanese supply lines and advancing steadily toward the Japanese mainland. Bloody campaigns. Battles like Guadalcanal, Tarawa, and the Philippines campaign were incredibly brutal and marked by the fierce and often suicidal resistance of Japanese soldiers, demonstrating the high casualty rates expected in any future fighting.
4. The final assault on Japan 1945. By 1945, Japan was isolated, its navy was destroyed, and its cities were being devastated by intense conventional bombing and firebombing raids such as the firebombing of Tokyo, which killed over 100,000 people. Despite this, the Japanese government refused to accept unconditional surrender. Iwo Jima and Okinawa. The final island battles, particularly Iwo Jima February-March 1945 and Okinawa April-June 1945, showcased a fanatical defense by Japanese forces, leading to extremely high Allied and Japanese casualties. This grim forecast strongly influenced U.S. military planners' fear of a mainland invasion. The Manhattan Project. Meanwhile, the U.S. had been secretly developing the world's first atomic bomb under the Manhattan Project. Potsdam Declaration, July 1945. The Allied leaders U.S., Great Britain, and China issued the Potsdam Declaration, demanding Japan's prompt and unconditional surrender, and warning of prompt and utter destruction if it refused. Japan publicly rejected the ultimatum. The decision, faced with the prospect of an invasion operation downfall estimated to cost hundreds of thousands of Allied lives and millions of Japanese casualties, U.S. President Harry S. Truman authorized the use of the new weapon. The atomic attacks and end of the war. August 6, 1945. Little boy is dropped on Hiroshima. August 8, 1945. The Soviet Union declares war on Japan and invades Japanese-held Manchuria. August 9, 1945. Fat man is dropped in Nagasaki. August 15, 1945. Emperor Hirohito announces Japan's acceptance of the Allied terms, marking the end of the fighting. September 2, 1945. Japan formally signs the instrument of surrender aboard the USS Missouri in Tokyo Bay, officially ending World War II.